Instant match reaction, tough one to take that. Arsenal 3, Everton 2 at the Emirates Stadium. Really frustrating that, to be perfectly honest with you. In the last 20-25 minutes of the game, we had multiple opportunities, not only to equalise, but to go on and win the game as well. We had 3 or 4 clear-cut opportunities that we should be doing a lot better with. You know, Moise Keane having one when he come on, Dominic Calvert-Lewin having a couple, Richarlison even having one as well. Obviously the clearest being the header from Dominic Calvert-Lewin off the quick corner taking, cross comes in and Dom just puts his header wide, and he is being marked, to be fair, but he probably should do a little bit better. But yeah, it is a tough one to take. Obviously, taking the lead within the first 45 seconds of the game is always, you know, one of those situations where you're massively happy about, but you're also a little bit worried about, because, you know, scoring early on isn't always the best thing in football. Obviously, we took the lead through a fantastic Dominic Calvert-Lewin goal, to be fair to him. I know some people may be a little bit critical of him after today's game, purely because of the opportunities that he missed at the end of the second half, but for me, he scored an absolutely fantastic goal. And I think Everton was sort of comfortable for the first 20-25 minutes of the game. We went 1-0 up within the first minute, and then our shape was fantastic. We were keeping the ball in midfield. We were using it well. We had a couple of little sloppy performances. I don't think Fabian Delph had a good game whatsoever. Gylfi Sigurdsson, again, off the ball and winning the ball was okay, but, you know, his ability to pass a ball seems to have just absolutely disappeared. From the Gylfi Sigurdsson that we signed a couple of seasons ago, when he was spraying balls 30-40 yards, that just seems to have disappeared, because he can't seem to pass a ball 10 yards. Now, obviously, Arsenal get back into the game with a decent cross and a goal that, you know, you probably couldn't do too much about. And then they go 2-1 up with an Aubameyang finish, and for me, as soon as they scored the equaliser, Everton just started to panic, and the composed team that were keeping the shape and that were defending well just seemed to fall to bits a little bit, and we were just panicking. We weren't using the ball well, and we weren't defending well whatsoever. Obviously, we go 2-1 down, and moments before the end of the first half whistle, a little bit like we seen against Watford a few weeks ago, we equalised. Richarlison getting on the end of a Yerry Mina header, taps it in, and it's 2-2 at half time. And it wasn't the greatest half of football from Everton. Like I said, first 20-25 minutes we done well, but then we started to panic a little bit, and then we come out for the second half, and we've come out and we're 3-2 down. Again, it's another one of those situations where you need to be 100% ready to play a game of football and to start a game of football when the referee first blows his whistle. And once again, we were just daydreaming. We were just in no man's land. 33 seconds into the second half, they get a free kick. They get a ball, goes over to the wing, crosses in, and Aubameyang's left on his own, and he's got all the time in the world to edit in. And you're sort of sitting there thinking, right, okay, they've scored an early goal now, early on in the second half, gives us a lot of time to get back into the game. And there was a little bit of panic. Again, we weren't fantastic on the ball. Arsenal were breaking forward, but then in the last sort of 25 minutes, half an hour of the second half, we were just peppering them, and we were much the better side. We had many of the opportunities, and we just didn't deserve to lose that game, and that's why it's really tough to take. Not so much the fact that we've lost at the Emirates, because we're pretty used to that now. We haven't won there since 1996, but the fact that it was really important for Everton to go and get a result today, whether it be a win or whether it be a point. We needed to go out and get something. Manchester United have won big this afternoon, as have Wolves, so in order to stay in that sort of European fight and to stay above Arsenal, ultimately we needed to go and get at least a draw today. And it is massively frustrating to see the last 20 minutes, the last 25 minutes, Everton having opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. Arsenal didn't deserve in the slightest to win that game of football. We had deserved at least a point, but such is football. That's what happens when you don't take your opportunities, isn't it? And Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison at the start of the day had just one less goal, and Aubameyang and Lacazette together, so you can't. I think it would be quite. I think it'd be quite poor to go really, into the two players today. Obviously, both got a goal. Yes, okay, they could have got more in the second half. But it's just one of them, innit? It happens, and it is really difficult to take because of the circumstances of the game. A point would have been fantastic for us. It would have kept us above Arsenal. Obviously, we'd be going into the Manchester United game positively, but we now need to go into the Manchester United game, and nothing but a 3 points is acceptable. And I do think we can beat Manchester United. I watched them earlier on today, and they weren't anything special. They broke well, and they're good on the counter attack, but they're not anything special. But it's just frustrating, and it's just disappointing. I can't really be massively upset with the performance because I don't think it was that poor of a performance, certainly not in the last 20-25 minutes, but it's just frustrating to see us having constant opportunities, constant chances, and, you know, not converting any of them. Their goalkeeper, Bird Leno, massively kept them in the game in the second half, massively kept them in the game. Without him, you know, we could have potentially won that game, but there you go, that's football. And obviously, Andre Gomez returned, coming off the bench for Morgan Schneiderlin, and was the best player in an Everton shirt. For the 20-25 minutes he was on the pitch, he was the best player in an Everton shirt. And again, he's proven today that even coming back from such an awful injury, 112 days out, he still is head and shoulders better than any other central midfielder that we've got at this football club. And, you know, I fully expect him to be in there against Manchester United, starting and playing the entire 90 minutes, because he's absolutely pivotal to our play. He's the best passer of the ball we've got in the centre of midfield. He's so composed, he's so confident, he's so calm. You could tell he wasn't worried about picking up another injury or hurting himself today. And he put in a much better performance in the short amount of time he was on than Sigurdsson, Schneiderlin or Delph did in the entire game. So that's a positive, I suppose. Obviously scoring 2 goals is a positive. It's just a really tough one to take, like I said, because of the circumstance with the Europa League, but we have to take it and go on and beat Manchester United. Now next week we have to get the 3 points against Man United. We've done it before. We just have to stay in that race, because the teams around us, the likes of Wolves, Sheffield United, Manchester United, obviously Arsenal now are getting points, and we need to continue to get points. Carlo Ancelotti's only 2nd defeat in the Premier League, and it is a really, really frustrating one to take. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Arsenal 3, Everton 2 at the Emirates. Yeah, horrible, frustrating, but just have to get on with it, really, don't we? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. See you soon.